Goran,
Sanji.
remember Bend It Like Beckham?
I love Ben like Beckham,
There
man.
we go. So you remember Bend It Like Beckham, yeah?
I
Okay.
remember that Beckham. I
So
never
on
seen.
on
I
on Twitter the other
really
day.
like David. No,
So
Jess. I really like David. Go on Twitter.
yeah, there you go. That was the first exposure I think I probably had to someone being gay on like on a
I didn't get
film, you
it.
know.
I didn't get it the first
I
time. Like,
got it.
I'd
I was
make
like,
that
oh, he
joke.
likes boys. That's it.
You know, I kept making that joke, and then I was like, oh, is that what I meant? When I finally got it, I was like, oh, okay.
There we
Brenda
go.
Chadha, man, she's ahead of the
And
time.
he
Like
was
this.
also trying to, and he was like, yeah, yeah, I will happily marry you as well.
Oh, Jess.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah, yeah.
you just told her
Listen.
you
That
just
that
told
film,
her
man.
you like guys, and now you're saying, yeah, 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 I'll still marry you though, innit, to get what you want. And I'm like, this banda is like
Confused
insanely
Desi.
over the top, desi, typical, not even typical. He's like the
Confused.
reverse. So he's like the typical obedient wife people used to think. He'd be the
Yeah.
obedient husband and he'd be unhappy and he wouldn't be attracted to his wife. Like so many complexes there just to help his friend.
Do you remember the guy who was also the doctor in EastEnders? That horny guy.
No.
He's like he's in the bathroom scene, and then he tries to get the camera off the
Oh,
cameraman.
him with the
Yeah, yeah. And he picks up the
with the
auntie.
bug.
He picks up the auntie.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh my god, that the film was just
That was
really
great, man.
mad.
Hang on, he was in EastEnders. Mad, I didn't know that.
He was the doctor. He was that doctor who kept trying to kill Nina Vadia.
Wow,
Masses.
I stopped watching it, but fair play.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. So that was
Anyway,
good. And
back to
obviously,
the point. So the
back to
reason
the
why I bring
point.
this up is
Twitter.
because someone put it on Twitter saying the fact that Keira Knightley has made it and the girl who plays Jess hasn't is like an example of white supremacy. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Stretch.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This
Stretch.
is a big stretch. Big stretch. To throw the word white supremacy around is quite a big statement. Yeah, I got the exact quote here, yeah.
And who's the author? Who said that?
Person who said it, I don't know who it is Mandor Neha.
Okay, it's an Indian person though.
Yeah. Says as much as I celebrate Bend It Like Beckham, I still remember what my dad said as we walked out the cinema. He said that Jules, she will be famous, Jess will not. Keira Knightley's film was launched by a queer-coded Desi film. That's white supremacy in action.
I didn't realize it was Keira Knightley's first.
You know what? So obviously I've done my little research, gone
Obviously, because you're
gone
like
through the
Samuel L.
filmography.
Jackson ain't a great actor. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, but tell me, was I wrong with that statement?
Listen, just stop.
No one DM'd me saying I was wrong either. So that says it all, mate.
No one DM'd you full stop. All right, shut up.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yo,
I appreciate your honesty. Anyway,
Go
that was one of Keira Knightley's first ever films, you know.
Did not know that.
So prior to that, she'd done all these random films. She made a little appearance in Star Wars Episode 1. Side note, apparently in the film credits, they misspelled Kiera. They spelled it Kiera.
In Ben
That's
Beckham.
how little she was known.
In Ben Beckham.
In the post credits. No, in Star Wars. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So after that, she did like a few films. Then she had Bend It Like Beckham. Then after that, she got Pirates of the Caribbean the year after. Love Actually.
The first one.
Yeah. Love Actually, King Arthur, Pride and Prejudice, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, and then the list obviously carries on, and she obviously sprung up into fame a little bit. She kind of just disappeared after that, to be honest. Did the Imitation Game.
Very good film. Have you seen that?
Very good film. I have, yeah. I was really
very moved.
Really, what's the word? Impressed, to say the least. Yeah, that was a film I didn't expect to go in that direction when I watched it. But she's done like decent films. Yeah.
Yeah, she does a lot of the other things, period dramas, where she plays like kind of.
She does do some dramas, yeah, yeah. So
Jane Austen, Jane Eyre, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
Pride and Prejudice.
She's probably like doesn't need to have a massive film ever again because she's done so many mainstream ones. I mean, she was in so many Pirates of the Caribbean. I've forgotten how many there were or are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, Johnny Depp, man. I don't know what's happening with him, but keep seeing clips.
Yeah, that's mad as well. Like the whole Amber Heard stuff. Have you seen the clips and stuff that have gone around?
I see them, and do you know what puts me off? Someone like really long, like an hour, and I'm not watching an hour clip.
No.
I need like the short sound
like
bites.
people that snip things down to a point.
Yes,
and
that person is Indy. Indy will send me things and say, "Please watch this."
I will do that.
I love it when when you do that. You make my day. It's just like homework done, man.
Right?
Absolutely, man. I was like, okay, done it, daddy. Done. Yeah.
Anyway, so those clips are wild because people were just cutting up, showing how bad his ex Mrs. Amber's lawyer is, basically.
Okay, about the lawyers.
Saying,
Okay.
yeah, saying how like stupid his line of questioning is and the stupid stuff that he's asking Johnny Depp. And all these things. It's just embarrassing, isn't it? And it's kind of showing that Amber was very bad as well for all the stuff that people have accused Johnny Depp of doing. I don't know exactly what both of them have done, but I know as soon as it happened, it was Johnny Depp is fully cancelled from everything. He's done. There's no more for him. He's ripped from everything. Pirates of the Caribbean banned. Everything banned. Right? He's done. And she had none of this flack.
He's broke as well.
Yeah, she had none of this flack come her way, and it's shown that she punched him, slapped him, etc. All that stuff. Like she was physically abusive, and he didn't. She hasn't been stripped from anything. People have stood by her, and I didn't like that. People were like, oh, it's toxic femininity, and I was like, I didn't know that was a thing, but cool.
That's the term.
That's what people were calling it. I don't know exactly what that is, but hey, what do you know? So yeah, just I think people were getting upset with the double standards, and you're kind of seeing someone's own domestic abuse case play out in 4K, publicized on TV with cameras, with live reactions. Yeah, it gets a bit much. And she sued him, and he sued her. Yeah, it gets quite convoluted and complicated. Notice how everyone's paying attention to that, and no one gives a shit about the war in Ukraine.
It's
disappeared. No one. It barely trends in the top 10 news anymore. Like no one's bothered.
It's crazy.
No, it's not crazy. I called this. You did. I said, give it a month. No one will care. Right? As bad as it sounds, no one will care because you just get fatigued by it. No one wants to hear it.
But yeah. Well, COVID. People didn't get fatigue from COVID, did they?
Yeah, they did.
No.
Actually, no. People got fatigue from COVID later because it directly impacted them. That's why.
Yeah, good point. And then and the coverage was just. I haven't watched the news in a while now, but is the news still continuous coverage of Ukraine? Was that gone now?
I don't know, man. I don't watch the news either. I barely look at the news anymore. Yeah, it seems quite news heavy. Whenever you go onto like a news website, the front article is always going to be about the war or something, right? And now they're talking about detention camps and all this stuff. So yeah, there's still a lot happening, and I thought that's pretty difficult and quite fucked up to be in. And thing is, though, you see it and you're like, do you want to read it, or do you want to read something light? You see what I mean? With your like 5 minutes in the day that you're scrolling through, do you want to click on that, or do you want to click on something else? As horrible as it sounds, that's really how you feel sometimes.
Don't go down on your day, or can I change?
Yeah, you don't want to ruin your day. You don't want to make it any worse than it is. You know the war's happening. Not much has happened in terms of anything, progressing peacefully or escalating further. It's just like moving at a bit of a snail's pace now. And now it's like a war of attrition, I guess.
I guess it's the same when we invaded Iraq or Iraq. Sorry, there is Afghanistan. Like there was what happened. Everyone was watching it, and then it's like 5 years later, still there.
See what I mean? Yeah, the 5 years later thing is what.
Yeah, and then it becomes like an accepted thing. It's like okay, and then the big thing is when they leave.
Yeah. And when that happened, obviously all you had was the 6 o'clock news, 7 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, and then the newspapers. That's it. Now, because everything's on such a constant churn all the time and everyone's looking for clicks, you're going to look for other news stories beyond the main headline, which is good in a way because smaller news stories that need to be spoken about do get spoken about. But everything is so wide-reaching now. Your landscape is too vast to kind of pick from. Compared to in the past where it was just like they pick what they tell you and you just see it.
That's it. And that's all you see. Yeah, you see what they show you. Yeah.